Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Alrighty then. We got the all-time Rockets versus the all-time Spurs. Both teams from Texas. These Rockets have 2 championships. Spurs have 4, I think. I actually don't know. Anyway, I figured that these two teams would be matched in terms of ability. Of course, I was only really looking at the first 5. Anyway, for the Spurs, we got Tony Parker, George Gervin, Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and Manu Ginobili as the 6th man. And then for the Rockets, we got James Harden, Tracy McGrady, Clyde Drexler, Moses Malone, and Hakeem Olajuwon, with Calvin Murphy as the 6th man. Or maybe it's Yao Ming. It's hard for me to tell. I'm also looking at the 2KRatings.com website where I'm looking at the rosters right here. I'm noticing one certain thing is that, technically speaking, the San Antonio Spurs have a more consistent 3-point shot as opposed to the Rockets. But by that, I mainly mean like their bench. I understand James Harden, Clyde Drexler, and Tracy McGrady are all 3-point threats. But what's even worse is that Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Yao Ming on this one team. I'd be surprised if any points get past the paint. Something else I wanted to note here on the Rockets team. If 2K is telling me the truth, then technically speaking, Kenny Smith has the best 3-point shot out of the entire team. Better than Chris Paul, Tracy McGrady, Clyde Drexler, James Harden. We'll see if that ends up true. I don't really know much about George Gervin on the Spurs here. I think he was on top 75. I think he was the Iceman, if I remember correctly. I don't know much about his game, so it's going to be interesting to see how he plays. Let's get to it. Literally the first possession. This is really how I think the game's going to go. I really hope that they start shooting 3-pointers. Otherwise, Hakeem Olajuwon is just going to do that to everybody on the team. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter if they get past and completely blow past James Harden. Hakeem Olajuwon is just going to ruin your day. First blood goes to the Rockets. Moses Malone versus Kawhi Leonard. Basically bullying Kawhi Leonard, of all people. And gets up there. There was a foul there called. Kawhi Leonard touched him. You know, I really don't want another John Stockton situation here with Tony Parker. Because, I mean, yeah, he could definitely shoot over Hakeem Olajuwon. It shouldn't be a problem at all, right? Just a quick little sequence I want to show you guys here. So Trace McGrady takes the shot and misses. And then Hakeem Olajuwon comes in, tries to break the damn rim, but didn't get the dunk. No putback. So let's move forward a little bit here. Kawhi Leonard getting double teamed. Still trying to fight through it. Isn't working. Passes it off to Tony Parker. And then this next sequence here, I'm actually kind of shocked that this happened. But here's what's going to happen. We're going to do a pick and roll here. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker. Parker breaks. Passes over. And, with 4 other defenders on him, Duncan, with a circus shot, draws a foul. Drexler grabs him, and it goes in. So, if you're a Spurs fan, pray for Tim Duncan. He's got to go up against 2 of the greatest centers of all time. Okay, maybe you don't have to pray for Tim Duncan that hard, because, some of the playmaking is questionable here, defense-wise anyways. Can someone explain to me why Tracy McGrady is in the post defending Tim Duncan? You have 2 of the greatest centers of all time, and somehow it's T-Mac that's guarding Duncan. What did you think was going to happen? I love T-Mac, but seriously? It's actually kind of like a simple game. No one's really making their shots or anything like that. It's crazy. Most of the points so far have been by fouls, but no real crazy highlight stuff. It's all no. Who was he even trying to pass it to? It missed. Robinson almost took it, but Malone's still good there, but then he just bounced it off his shoulder. He was trying to pass it to Tracy McGrady over there. And he totally missed the block too. And then the coach immediately called a timeout. Jesus. Okay, so this is mainly what I was expecting when it came to the Houston Rockets defense. Robinson gets the ball, and then that was one of the filthiest blocks I've ever seen. That's mainly what I expected throughout that defense. I don't expect anyone to ever get to the rim. How does that happen? How does that, you get the filthiest blocks on David Robinson ever in history, and then Tony Parker slices through your defense like butter? What do you mean? Ladies and gentlemen, call me a prophet, because I'm here to tell you that Tony Parker is a god. Blowing past two defenders like that, and then look at this shot here. He shoots over Moses Malone, but it's not any kind of shot. He glassed it off the top of the backboard, and then it goes in. Are you serious? He was able to do that stupid looking shot off that high of a post and still get the backboard. And he pounds his chest like he thinks he's the guy. Like, what? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Rockets fan, fear not, all hope is not lost. Because James Harden's like, yeah, congratulations, you made a circus shot. Well, guess what? I'm going to blow past you, then I'm going to dunk on you. I don't care about your circus shot. I don't care about your teardrop. I don't care about your crossover. I don't care about anything. I'm James Harden. Okay, maybe I was a little quick in my judgment for Tony Parker, because when you got Calvin Murphy doing that and then somehow making a shot after that, let me just show that again. Calvin Murphy chucked the ball over Bruce Bowen like he wasn't even trying to shoot, and somehow it went in. Jesus, this is gonna be a good match. You know what this is? This is a trick shot contest, because when you got defenders that are twice the size of the ball handler trying to defend the shot, and then the shooters do stupid shots like this, where they just don't even look at the basket and they still make the shot. Who cares if you have a tall guy? Who cares about playing basketball anymore? It's just trick shots. That's all that matters now. There's something that's happening in this game that I want to show with you guys. It's not easy to show off, but I'll do my best here. So Tony Parker's going to go for a shot here. You're going to try and shoot over Elvin Hayes, right? Elvin Hayes says no, steals the ball, and James Harden runs over Tony Parker here. Just a funny kind of thing that happened here. And so Tim Duncan's going to notice that. He's like, huh? You tried to run over my point guard? No, you're not. You're not even going to get that lob. No, thank you. Nothing happens after this clip. They try and shoot again, but Tim Duncan's still there. But that's the point I mean, is that if you want to score on this court, you got to get over the walls. Doesn't matter what the team, something better have the hang time to get over that wall, whether it's the Spurs or the Rockets. I just want to point something out to you guys here. There's been a drought going on for like what feels like not even three, maybe 5 minutes. No one's really made shots, and if so, it's been very rare. Like, this is the shot that's broken that right here. This shot right here, a fast break situation. The defense, doesn't matter where it is, paint, mid, or beyond the arc, no one is able to make their shots because the defense is just so freaking rock solid. Keep in mind, guys, like, the score is like 33-33. That shot there just tied the score. And there's like 5 minutes left in the second quarter. This is a low-scoring game. Like, it's shocking when someone makes a shot so far. Special shout out to Kenny DeJet Smith here. Yeah, keep in mind, guys, he's listed as number 13 on the Rockets roster. So if he's on the floor, he's not going to stay on the floor for long. You know what I mean? He probably won't score too many points. But this is his first one right here. Keep in mind, both team takeovers are active. I think Kenny has a sharpshooter, and Dampier has a lockdown. So pretty good on Kenny Smith. I don't know how many more points he'll score, but that's his first two. Currently, the Rockets are up by 5. Hey, Clyde Drexler, what's your nickname? Oh, I'll tell you. It's Clyde Break Your Fucking Ankles, the Glide Drexler. You know, in basketball, they say sizes and everything. It's about smarts, too. Well, the weird thing is that when you got Sean Elliott, a guy with at least of a 90-point rating of a 3-point, getting guarded by Calvin Murphy, I mean, what is defense? I mean, look at the size difference there. I can't even, like, it would... Yeah, of course he's not going to block that shot. He didn't even have to pump fake it. Look at the distance. All right, currently it is halftime. I said that the score was staying at 33-33 for the longest time, but right after I said that, the Rockets started figuring out the Spurs defense, and they started making shot after shot after shot. And then the Spurs brought it back. So we're back here, tied 48-48 at halftime. You can look at the stats here. No one really, like, breaks away in terms of, like, stats, but there is two things I want to point out. The Spurs have more team fouls. They're definitely getting themselves into more foul trouble than the Rockets are. I think Kawhi Leonard has 2 at this point. Tim Duncan definitely has 2. So we'll see how that turns out. Another thing to point out is the dunks. The Rockets have all 6 of them, and I know 3 of them are from Clyde Drexler. That's the main thing that's to look out for. In terms of individual stats, Tim Duncan has 15 points and 11 rebounds. Already has a double-double. So far leading his team. Sean Elliott, who I wasn't expecting to be up here at the top 3, has 11 points. But so far he's 3 for 3 out of his 3-point shots. Especially over that one that you just saw in the highlight reel. He shot over Calvin Murphy. Can't believe that was even a thing. And Tony Parker, being a very good point guard, he doesn't have too many points here with the 6 and all that stuff like that. But his plus is 7, which I think is like, yeah, it's tied for top 3 with the best. The other ones are Kawhi Leonard and David Robinson. That's pretty cool. Over on the Rockets side, currently the best player of the team is Clyde Drexler with 16 points, 3 of them being dunks. He also has made 1 3-pointer. And yes, I'm aware of that stat right there, right below it. James Harden's 3-point attempt. James has 11 points, second leading scorer. But yeah, he has taken 11 threes and he's only made 3. Like, anytime James Harden got on the ball, it was kind of like a running joke I had where it's like, oh, he's got it, he's probably going to miss it again. And for a while it was like that. He wasn't even hitting his patented step backs. It's gotten to the point now where he's like -5 in the plus or minus, but he's still second leading of the team. And third is Moses Malone. He has the most rebounds by far with 14. He's barely edging out Tim Duncan. And he's 9 in the plus or minus section, which I think is the highest. So it makes sense why these guys are like rocking the floor no matter what. It's mostly even for like both sides. Both sides have great defense. Both sides have decent 3-point shots. We'll see how it goes. This is exciting. Okay, look, so we all know James Harden is one of the most prolific scorers of all time. You know, sometimes he just can't be stopped no matter what you do. But then there are other times where, yeah, it just doesn't matter what he does. He's just not going to make a shot. Okay, I just want to show how hard both teams are going on defense. Neither team is giving up anything. Tracy McGrady versus George Gervin. George Gervin wins. Okay, let's go to the other side of the floor. Maybe the Rockets can stop them. Let me see here. We got Tony Parker seeing David Robinson all up there by himself. He's going to take this easy shot. It's not going to matter. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Hakeem Olajuwon's the #1 leader in blocks. Okay, never mind. I guess he's not going to get any points either. Okay, so, yeah, neither team is really giving up anything. In terms of defense, in terms of offense, everyone's just not doing anything. Unless, of course, your name's Clyde Drexler, and you're just doing every single dunk possible in the book. I think I jinxed the Spurs, y'all. Everything was going fine. Both teams were around the 50 mark. And then all of a sudden, the Rockets just started scoring like 2 threes, another dunk, and now they're just up by 9 points. They went on like a 12-2 run. I don't know what to say. Like, I want to talk, but I also don't want to talk. Jesus Christ. Words for what I just witnessed here. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I'll let you guys decide. Okay, so here's what happened. We're going to run plays. George Gervin, wide open, does not take the shot. Okay, give it to Manu Ginobili. Let's see if Manu Ginobili does anything with it. Wide open, does not take the shot. Okay, just give it back to Gervin. Let's see what happens here. Kawhi Leonard tries to pump fake. Harden does not fall for it, shoots it anyway. Y'all, he almost airballed it. Meanwhile, on the other end of the floor, yeah, it's starting to get ugly. So there's a reason why I didn't think that Kenny Smith was going to be scoring too much points. It's because they already had a point guard on the team, and it was Chris Paul. And I mean, I think he's like an 80 with like a good 3-point rating. So yeah, I wasn't expecting Kenny Smith to even make it in the game, but Chris Paul's here. So that's pretty cool. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know how long he'll stay on the floor, but yeah. All right, Manu, what do you got? Come on now. You got James Harden defending you. You can clearly do something in the post, right? Come on, James Harden's not known for his defense. You've got this. You need to score points because they're down by 11 points. You got to do something because your team is down by... Why did everyone stop playing? Oh. because Manu was in the court for, that's a 3-second violation. Crap! Oh, you think you can stop me, huh? Just because you're David Robinson, you think you can stop me? Well, guess what? I'm Hakeem Olajuwon, all right? I'm the #1 leader in blocks. I'm really great. I'm one of the greatest Houston Rockets ever known. And I'm also Magic Johnson, fool. Let me just show you again. I'm Magic Johnson in disguise. Hi, my name's Hexy the Hexer. I'm known for hexing things. You can reach me at 1-800-YOU-FUCK, or you can reach me on my website at www.youfuckingasshole.com. And ladies and gentlemen, Tony Parker has done it again, cutting to the basket fearlessly. My God, he can't be stopped in the paint. What's the score? It must be a crazy... Oh my God. Look, Rocket fans, congratulations. You're up by whatever many points. But you know what? At least the Spurs fans don't do stupid plays like this. I'm having a hard time getting past Manu Ginobili over here, making me lose my handle and stuff like that. What do I gotta do? I gotta do something. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot the ball and intentionally miss. And then I'm gonna come in here and grab my own rebound, because I'm just that kind of guy. And I'm gonna dunk on it too. I'm having a hard time getting past LaMarcus Aldridge. I gotta do something. I'm just kidding. Of course I can get past LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm Hakeem Olajuwon. I can do whatever I want. I'm sorry. Is this Chris Paul or is this Michael Jordan? I swear, every other time I put a low light on with this guy, he comes up with a highlight of him being Defensive Player of the Year for some reason. I don't understand it one bit. I'm sorry. Is this Kawhi Leonard or is this Kobe Bryant? I mean, look, the Spurs are down by like 20 points, I think. But I mean, they're trying. I want to see them come back just for the sake of a good, exciting video, but I don't know. I gotta ask, Spurs, did you give up? Because, like, you got Tony Parker here thinking, man, I cut through the defense like 6 or 7 times. I should be able to score. I don't care if it's Yao Ming in the paint, but you should care if it's Yao Ming in the paint, because he'll do that to you. Are they giving up? Are they giving up? You know, at this point in the game, I don't like giving the Rockets highlight points, because at this point it feels like it's beating a dead horse. But I also have to give props where props to do. I don't know who Francis is, but he has a cool dunk. You know, if you're a Spurs fan and you're watching this, I'd like to tell you that what's coming up is an awesome highlight from Tim Duncan and Tony Parker, but I mean... Oh, come on, man. That's something I want to show off here. The Spurs are down by like 20 points, right? So David Robinson's going to draw a foul right there. He doesn't make it, so it's 2 free throws. And then this happens. A face-off between the Admiral and Yao Ming. I don't know who was talking shit where, but David Robinson, you're down by 20 points, and you're talking shit to Yao Ming? I'm sorry, did I just see that right? Did Bruce Bowen just have his shot blocked by Chris Paul? It's getting to the point now where the guards are blocking your shots, man. Can someone shoot beyond the arc, please? All right, y'all, I don't see a point in like drawing it out. At this point, it's over. If you haven't noticed by this point, it's nothing but like the reserves that are out here. With the exception of James Harden, there's no starters out here on this field. We're going to use like this highlight as a backdrop here, but what I'm noticing is that no one on the Spurs, not the Rockets, the Spurs, are shooting beyond the arc. You know what I mean? They're all trying to get into the paint instead of shooting like Kenny Smith here. You know what I mean? By the way, I'm happy Kenny Smith got his 3-point shot right there. He's got 5 points. All right, fuck it. I'll give you one highlight. So Kenny Smith sees James Harden charging into the paint, so he's going to try and throw it into him. But nope. Did not like the fact that Chris Paul blocked his shot, so he's going to take that steal. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. I'm going to try and get a better spot here. Over to Silas. James Harden guarding him. Silas makes the shot. James Harden fouls. And 1. Actually, fuck it. I'll give you 2 more. Because, I mean, I cannot stress this enough right here. Why is it that this one guy is the only person shooting like that on your team? You understand how many points you could have made if you had people who just knew how to shoot that 3? But no, it's just Elliott that's shooting like that. Where was this for your entire fucking team? Alright, y'all. It's over. The Rockets have very clearly dominated. The Spurs only got 86. It's what I said before, like no one was taking the 3. Instead, they were trying to get points into the paint. I mean, if you look at the field goal percentage right there, it's 36. They almost lose to their 3-point percentage. And yeah, you see like the 17 attempts, but no one was making 3-pointers. but that's how badly they were trying to score into the paint and failing miserably. You know what I mean? Other things to point out is the dunks. They have 1 dunk, whereas the Rockets have 12. I didn't even know that this was the case at the point, but the biggest lead was 31. You know what I mean? I mean, Jesus Christ. It was so hard to watch. As for individual stats, some things I want to point out. Tony Parker ended up scoring the most points, again from the paint. He went 9 from 27 field goal because he absolutely refused to shoot from the three-point line. I'm surprised his plus or minus isn't worse than 11. He was responsible for 28 points. Tim Duncan, I'm not sure what happened to Tim Duncan. I'm pretty sure he was near 15 points or at 15 points by halftime. And third quarter, he didn't play third quarter. I guess the coach was afraid he was going to foul out. But he only has like 2 fouls. He did get his double-double eventually. But I mean, he went minus 13. And he only had 2 fouls, so I'm not even sure why I didn't see much of him in the third quarter. The third best player on their team was Sean Elliott with 14 points. The main reason is because of that, right there. The only one consistently making it from 3. See, Kawhi Leonard made 1 out of 5, and Manu Ginobili made 1 out of 4. But they only had 6 3-pointers made, and most of it is because of Sean Elliott. Like, I feel like there should have been better 3-point shots on this team. Like, if it was real life. But no, it's just Sean Elliott. I don't know what to tell you. Meanwhile, in the Rockets, Tracy McGrady ended up with the most points on the team. Went 3 for 12, 825 field goals. Did pretty good, responsible for 30 of the points. Clyde Drexler, I think Clyde Drexler literally cursed them. Like, he's had like 6 or 7 dunks in the entirety of the game. 3 of them in like, I think, third quarter or before halftime. And suddenly that's when everything changed. You know what I mean? Clyde Drexler just hexed them with his dunks. James Harden, his 3-point shooting didn't get much better. He went 3 for 15. But he still has 20 points, so he did pretty good. The one person I want to talk about is Hakeem Olajuwon. He ended up with the New Balance Player of the Game. 15 points, 14 rebounds. But 5 blocks. Good Lord. I don't know how many he averaged in his prime, but 5 blocks is pretty big. Only other person to point out is that. 21 rebounds, Moses Malone. And I think a lot of them were offensive rebounds because, yeah, every shot that Tony Parker or Tim Duncan missed, he was there to pick it up. But that was it. I didn't want it to end like that. I was hoping for a more cinematic experience there, kind of like what I did with my Jazz Magic. But yeah, sometimes teams just don't get it done. And unfortunately, that was the Spurs this time. Congratulations to the Rockets.